Greetings, ladies and gentle fish, and here's another subscriber replay, and once again we're following Mac in his VK2801 this time. He seems to really like his light tanks. So this is the tier 6 German light tank. I have actually got a review of this on my channel, but it should come with the caveat that since I've done that review, this tank has actually received a bit of a mobility buff. So Mac is using 2 repair kits and what looks like a large first aid kit on his VK, and he's loading nothing but high explosive with this 105mm howitzer. He's grinding his way up the German light tank line. I'm not sure if he's now unlocked the Aufklärungspanther or not, but he's currently at the VK. He's on steps, and this is an encounter game. One thing that's worth pointing out is that he's only loading high explosive. No armor piercing, which is entirely sensible, and some people tend to load some heat. He hasn't got any of that. A shot at that T29, doing not a great deal of damage, but you know, a hit's a hit, and a shot on this T71, which penetrates and does decidedly more damage. That's about half the health of that T71 gone. Now a shot comes toward Mac, but it's not clear whether or not that meant that Mac was spotted or not. I don't think he has sixth sense here, or whether it was just a blind shot. The fact that the T29 looks in a different direction indicates to me that that was actually a blind shot. That HE round went into the side of the T29's turret. The T29 really doesn't appear to be interested in him. That one went into the side of the hull, but the tracks count as spaced armor, so that will absorb some of the damage, and someone else finishes him off. And once again, this is Mac in a light tank, but he's going to do a rather respectable amount of damage this game, just put it that way. Bear in mind, he is a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game. And this spot that he's actually gone to here is one of my favourite spots. In fact, yeah. There's a spot on each side of the map, depending on which spawn you're in. My favourite spots for light tanks to go in and get some spots off on people, and just generally harass the ever-living hell out of them, which is a lot of fun. And with its howitzer, this tank is pretty good at that, because generally speaking, you will always do at least some damage, even if it's quite minimal. So Mac's just looking around, trying to find some opportunities here, and ooh, there's a juicy one, the side of an ISU 152. Has that shot? No idea if that hit or not. Be nice if it did, but we don't know. And oh, yes. Beautiful. Didn't penetrate the side of the AMX there, 5100, but it did do over 100 damage and tracked the guy, who is now taking pain from the rest of Mac's team. Mac has another shot and manages to pick up the kill. Nicely done. That's kill number 1. His team is currently winning 6 kills to 5. So I'm just going to poke his nose out around the other side of this rock. And the lovely thing about this position, well, there's several lovely things. Ooh, T44. It gives you a commanding view of most of the battlefield. He's not taking that shot. He's just spotting the guy. Gives you a commanding view of most of the battlefield. You have 2 bits of soft cover that you can hide behind, turn on your binoculars or use your optics or whatever you've got to get some view range on people. And if you do get spotted, you've got a nice big lump of solid cover to hide behind. This is just such a lovely position on this map for a light tank. And there is a similar position on the other side of the map at about G4. It's not quite as good. I don't think it has quite as much cover, but it's still very nice. So, Mac fires that shot. Alas, the Tiger II apparently is a ninja and doesn't move forwards into it. But there we go, there's another shot at the Tiger. 127 into his side. ISU is a rather squishier target. Ooh. That didn't really give Mac a direct hit, but high explosive shell, splash damage, took out the guy's tracks. And Mac's trying to get shots into the rear of the ISU now, probably trying to get an engine fire, which would be quite nice. There we go, and you'll notice that Mac's doing a lot of moving between shots. And that's because I think he lacks sixth sense. And if you're in a light tank or a lightly armoured medium tank without sixth sense, you become incredibly paranoid about whether or not people are looking at you and have spotted you. So that's why he's doing that, and I would actually recommend that, you know, If your gun has anything other than sort of a ridiculous 2 or 3 second reload time, feel free to... Oh, that's another nice hit on that tiger. Feel free to move between shots. Okay, he's definitely been spotted now, although the tiger fluffed his shot. Yeah, feel free to move between shots and make it harder for the enemy to shoot at you. Especially because light tanks have a class advantage in that light tanks are the only tanks that don't lose camo rating when they move. They keep their stationary camo rating even on the move. And as you can see, that tiger got finished off. The scoreline is 14-7. There's just this FV 304 remaining. Max congratulating his team there. And people are going in for the kill here. I wonder if Mac can ram him. I honestly can't remember what happens here. Ram, 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 ram. Yes! And then the Hellcat rams the corpse. Oh dear, so that was... I love that game. The only damage that Mac took all game was when he rammed the artillery to death, which was beautiful to watch. A lovely game there. And I can't really fault it, I'll be honest. I thought Mac played that game very well indeed. Driving a tank that I'm not a massive fan of, but if any of you out there play Strongholds with your clans, if you've got a clan, then Strongholds you can take tier 6 light tanks in. So this thing can actually be a right little nightmare in Stronghold games, as the preponderance of Cromwells and Hellcats and other lightly armoured tanks that you tend to find a lot in tier 6 Stronghold, well, they don't like meeting a 105mm high explosive shell. It tends to make a bit of a mess. And this thing has some armour and it can ram people and it's fast, and so in that context it can be quite good, but I never really got on with it in random games. There were other light tanks that I preferred. Anyway, I thought that was a fantastic game from Mac there. As I say, I can't really fault it. He played well, his team played well, they came away with the victory. Excellently done, and we even got a bit of comedy at the end with the ram on the FV. So really congratulations to you, Mac. That was a great little game. If any of the rest of you want to send me any replays, feel free. Just upload the replay file to whatreplays.com. Send me the link to the replays and in a message on YouTube, and tell me, you know, why you think it's a good game, what you liked about it, crew skills, mods used, equipment that you've got, stuff like that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I certainly did. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to catch some of my other videos, including a couple of other replays from Mac. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.